Now, in our previous video, we were able to solve the total correction in departure and the total correction in latitude. Now, if we compute the total perimeter or the total distance in our formula for the corrections using the compass rule, we need to sum up all of these lengths and we can obtain the total distance. And this total distance is essentially the perimeter of the closed traverse. Now, for letter B, the question was, what is the relative precision? Now, our formula for that is 1 divided by the total distance over the linear error of closure, so that we can express it as 1:n, where n is this value. And the larger n is, the more precise the survey. So the total distance here would be 3,466.34, and the linear error of closure was the one we solved last time, which was 1.97146. So I will just include a snippet of the calculations, but the prerequisite of this video is our lecture on the linear error of closure. So plugging in the values, the relative precision is 1:1758.26. So this is a very large number. It means that the error is very small compared to the total distance surveyed. Now, if this is larger, then it would mean that the survey was precise. Now, onto the corrections. The correction to be applied to the latitude and departure of any course would use the following formulas. We already discussed this in our first video. This just came from ratio and proportion. Now, D here is the distance of the line. So these distances right here. Line AB is 400 meters. We substitute that in for D. So each of these, small letter d. The total distance would be the sum of all of these distances. So that sum is this one, 3,466.34. And capital C sub L was the total correction in latitude, which we solved last time, as well as the total correction in departure. Both of these are positive. And C sub L and C sub D, small c sub L and small c sub D, are the corrections for each line. And once we have the corrections, we're gonna add or subtract them to the original distances. I mean, the original departures and latitude, since we will be dividing this into their components. So how do we know when to subtract or when to add? If we look at our total correction in latitude, the result is positive. So in order for this to become 0, we need to subtract values so that this will become 0. Essentially, if the total correction is positive, we need to subtract the corrections. And if the total correction is negative, then we need to add the corrections so that it would become 0. Because our goal is to make the linear error of closure equal to 0 so that we would essentially have a closed traverse. So for line AB, the distance is equal to 400 meters. This would be our correction. CDAB, the correction for line AB, is equal to C sub D, capital C sub D, which is 1.6902,092 over capital D, this one, multiplied by the original length, 400, the measured length during survey. So the correction we will obtain is 0.19504. Doing that for the other lines, lines BC, CD, DE, and EA, we have the following values. So these distances just correspond to the following. So once all of these are computed, we can now correct the departures first. These are actually the corrections in the departure. So the original departure from our table were the following. We have 0, positive 565, and so on. For the corrected departure, again, we subtract because this is a positive value. The total correction for departure is a positive value. So we subtract all of them. We obtain these values right here. Now, after you obtain the corrected departures, a way to check if your solution is correct is if the sum of these would be 0. So we have minus 0.19504 plus 565.29534 plus 605 and so on. Let me just type it. We sum all of these up. Let me just correct this one. This is actually 965.47211. So the result is exactly 0 if we add all of these terms. So if the sum is 0, then the departure has been balanced, essentially. Now moving to the latitudes, these are the corrections. So what changed here is instead of using capital C sub D, we now use the total correction for the latitudes. So this is 1.0148. D is still the same and the original distances are still the same. So calculating the individual corrections for each line for the latitudes, we have the following values. And if we check the latitude, this is a positive value. So we still have to subtract the corrections. But again, if ever this is negative, then you have to add the corrections. So here we have our table for the original latitudes, plus 400 up to minus 50.86. Our corrected latitude, for the corrected latitude, we subtract the corrections. So 400 minus the correction for line AB, then subtract this one for line BC, and so on. We obtain the following values. If we add all of them, the result should be 0. If not exactly 0, then it should be a value very close to 0. Now sometimes, for this example, in the departure side, the sum was 0, exactly 0, but in some cases, due to rounding off error or due to the calculator not being able to capture the non-terminating decimals, there will be some leftover decimals or some discrepancy. Sometimes, adding all of these will not equal 0. But again, it's still a value very close to 0. So if we add all of these, 88289.565, let me just type the remaining ones. We have negative 1 times 10 to the minus 5. Now this result involves many zeros. So let me just change this into 2. This is the actual value. But essentially, this is virtually 0. So the latitudes and departures are already 0. So using these corrected latitudes and the corrected departures earlier, we can now solve the corrected lengths. So the latitude and departure are the components of the length. If we want to obtain the corrected length, we just use the Pythagorean theorem and obtain essentially the hypotenuse of the triangle formed by the latitude and the departure. So for the corrected lengths and bearings, for lines AB up to line EA, we just take the square root of the sum of the squares of the departure and the latitude. And these are the corrected values. So once that's done, we can solve the corrected lengths. And for the bearings, if we look at our figure, to solve the bearing based on the departure and latitude, the latitude is adjacent to this reference angle, while the departure is opposite to this reference angle. So we can use tangent beta equals opposite over the adjacent side, departure divided by the latitude. And so our bearing would be the arctangent of this expression, and we will use the corrected departure and the corrected latitudes. So we can solve the new bearings. This will be 0.02795. The bearing of BC will now be 44.9921 from 45 degrees. The bearing of CD would be 59.97 from 60. So these are already adjusted. Some of these angles are larger, some of them are smaller. Now converting these into actual bearings, this is now 1 minute 40.62 seconds west. Now how do we know that this is the new direction? If we look at the components of AB, the corrected departure was negative, and departure is along X. So if the departure is negative, it is on the left side or the west side. So that's why we know that this is to the west. So north, 1 minute 40.62 seconds west. Now this is important because initially, line AB was due north. It was purely vertical. So depending on the results and the adjustment, it could be that the new direction would be east of north or west of north. In this case, we follow west because of the direction, because of the sign taken by the departure. For line BC, we still have the same direction, north, 44 degrees, 59 minutes east. since even with the corrections, they still belong on the same quadrant. If you check the values, these are both positive, still on the first quadrant, so northeast. And CD, for CD, this is positive, this is negative, so southeast. This corresponds to east, and this corresponds to south, because the second values are the latitudes. And both of these are negative, corresponding to southwest. But the way we read this is 1 minute 40.62 seconds west of north. And this one is east of north, and so on. So just recall our discussion on azimuths and bearings. So with the following corrected lines and the corrected bearings, we will try to model this again in AutoCAD, and we will check if this will establish a closed traverse. So the first corrected line is 399.88294, and its corresponding corrected bearing is 1 minute 40.62 seconds. So from the positive horizontal x-axis, we add 90 to that bearing, and that would be the angle with respect to the horizontal. Next, our line BC is 799.56, and the bearing is 44 degrees 59 minutes east of north. So we're just going to take the complementary angle of this bearing, and that would be the angle with respect to the horizontal. For line CD, the length of the line is 699.8, and the bearing is 59 degrees 58 minutes east of south. So we also take the complementary angle, and that would be the angle with respect to the horizontal. And of course, we move on a clockwise direction. For line DE, the length is 600.27, and our bearing is on the fourth quadrant. So we add 90 to the angle, the bearing angle. And same for EA, we also add 90 to the bearing angle since it is located on the third quadrant. However, since this is already the corrected figure, we can just actually draw a line from point E going to point A, and they should connect. And the distance from point E to point A should equal the corrected distance of EA. That's how we can check. So right here, we see that the distance is equal to 966.825, which is the same as our calculation for the corrected length of EA.